Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be showing you all the things I've done on my website to make it as robust as possible. I'm not going to be showing you all the code, like going in depth on all the code of how to do this, because that would be a very long video. But I'm going to be showing you from the user perspective everything I've done to make this as user-friendly and robust as possible. I will be going through, like, showing you the code just briefly so you can see how much code there is, but let's just go ahead and open my website. So if I open index.html, you'll see this is the home page of my website. As you load it in, a nice little animation plays. Just information about me. These link to my different albums on the music page. And then there's a link page that you can go to any of my social media, or you can click the link page to take you to the link page. Now the reason I did that is for robustness, so you can use the tab menu and actually go to the link page. I couldn't get the links to actually display when the tab was actually tabbing on it. It has to be a hoverable element. So I decided to create a link page that you could tab to. So this is the home page, this is the link page, that all works. Let's go to the real meat of my website and let's go to the music page. So here's the music page. So I've got my first album, Ground Zero, and my second album, Sounds of Summer, and I have made all these songs in my spare time and just as a hobby. So all these are made with JavaScript here. So if you click on it, it opens up the song, you can play it, and it works nicely. You can pause it, you can adjust the audio here, and then there's a clap song button that closes it. What's really nice about the clap song button is when you play a song, if you click collapse songs, if you click the collapse songs button, it'll actually pause the song, so you don't have to actually go back manually and stop it. Same thing down here. These are independent JavaScript files, or not JavaScript files, but they're independent JavaScript functions, so that each one of these will close separately. So that's pretty nice about the two albums. You don't have to affect both with just the one collapse songs button. So that all works great. Let's show what happens when we get to a little more robust stuff. So if we go into settings and we disable JavaScript, so that all works with JavaScript. If we disable it, what happens? Let's reload this page now. You'll see JavaScript is disabled and it comes up with a error message. It says it appears you're using an ancient browser or you have disabled JavaScript. It will still function, but it won't look as nice. I have made it so it does function still. You are allowed to proceed to the site, or you can go to a website that will explain how to enable JavaScript on all the different browsers. So if we proceed to the site, we don't care about that because we did that on purpose. You'll see the collapse songs button has disappeared because obviously there's no use for it now. And then all these are by default expanded. So none of these buttons are broken because they're all expanded by default. So that's what happens when you have JavaScript disabled. Let's re-enable JavaScript. And now all this is actually tab accessible. So you can just press tab and it'll open the song. You can play it with spacebar. And then you can also just tab through all the different songs. Alright, let's look at what happens on a mobile device now. So let's go down to Developer Tools. On a mobile device, you'll see it displays as a single column, and all these buttons still do work and still do play fine. And again, the collapse songs button will stop it as well. So all that's great. If you expand it back to the normal size of a website, it will display in 2 columns instead of just 1. So when it starts pushing the corners, it does that. And then very importantly, if you have your screen sideways, so let's bring up this, that top drop-down menu goes away. Because when it's sideways, you can have very small screens and you don't want to be taking up like half the screen with a drop-down menu that just provides redundant links. I find this drop-down menu very useful so you can navigate between pages, but when you're sideways, it's more useful to have the screen space. So that is the robustness there. I think that's pretty much all I've done to make the site as robust as possible. I'll show you real quickly the JavaScript and the HTML and CSS behind this website. So keep in mind this website is 1,822 lines of code long that includes CSS and JavaScript and HTML. Let's go ahead and open our editor. So if we go to the music page, you'll see the music page is 157 lines long. Here's the index page. Here's the link page. Here's the music page that has no warning about the JavaScript. So when you click that proceed button, it takes you to this page. Here's the script file, 374 lines of code long. And this is mostly to make all those buttons work and open their individual songs. And then here's the style sheet. And this is the big one. As you can see, 976 lines of code long. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this little preview at my website and all the things I've done to make it as accessible as possible. I've tested this in all the major browsers, so it should be consistent across pretty much everything. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.